And I hope that they'll come to the theater and see it and think that we didn't do hardly anything. All we did was dust it off, paint it, put new seats and new carpet in, because we then will have achieved this total experience for them and recreating the theater the way it looked in 1926. And right behind me over here is the silver jewel curtain. And that is going to be hit with footlights and border lights and lights from the balcony. So it'll change a million colors. And that curtain is right in front of the screen. That's going to be our title curtain. And then behind that is a painted velour drape. That's a scene, Art Deco scene of Hollywood skyline and two dancers. And it's everybody is going to know it's Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, but we can't say that because we could get sued. Yeah, and then the next curtain is this gold one, and this is a leg.
So you actually have 3 curtains.
Well, we have 4.
4?
Yes, because this leg is going to be swagged up, and it's on a motor, and you can bring it in when you're showing standard ratio pictures.
Oh, wow.
And to cover up the black that you would incur. And then there's another curtain that goes between these two, and that is the full contour drape, and it looks exactly like this, same color of satin with the gold fringe.
I think originally, didn't they have the intention of actually doing all of this moderately quickly and reopening?
Oh yes, they thought, well, we can just do this in 6 months.
Yeah.
And then they found out they had to gut the theater, put in all new electrical, all new plumbing, bring it up to code, various aspects of it, and then the marquee is all constructed. And tomorrow night they're going to light it at 9:15.
Oh, really?
So you're going to have to bring the camera down and get across the street and see it light up for the first time. They cut the stage back. The stage is 45 feet deep from this point, and they went back 20 feet and cut this all out. And then they re-ramped the floor and covered over the orchestra pit, and they put seats all the way down.
So there was an orchestra pit?
Yeah, and it's still here. It's right below us.
Oh, you're kidding, really?
Yeah. And so they added like 200 seats. And they put the screen on the back wall. And of course, movies were square then, and they had a tiny screen for such a big theater. And then the theater, they changed the marquee. They enlarged the marquee on a few, maybe after the war, I guess, 1948 or something. And then in about 1970, was it, that
they put up that tacky marquee with the
Lowe's.
balls.
Lowe's put that up.
Oh, Lowe's did that.
Yeah.
When did it become the Lowe's?
I think it was 72 it became Lowe's.
So it was the Paramount up to then.
Yeah, it became Lowe's Hollywood. And of course the Paramount signs came down and everything. And that lasted for 2 years, I think. Yeah. And then they sold it to Sterling Recreation Organization out of Seattle. They continued to keep this terrible marquee that Lowe's had put up with disco glitter balls turning on the front that refracted no light whatsoever from any source. We could never figure this out. And I think everybody was totally pleased when the day came that we tore the front of this theater off. And the disco balls crashed to the sidewalk.
Did they really?
Yes.
Oh, it's too bad I wasn't there. I would have liked to have caught that on film.
Yes, and they broke in a million pieces, pleasing millions, I think. So, and then we took it from there. We tore down the ceiling outside that was covering up the hand-painted Spanish ceiling. And
so is a lot of that then the original stuff that was there?
70%.
Really?
You think 30% of this theater was demolished or not here. And we've had to put 30% back and recreate and totally patch and repair and recast, and then go through and repaint and regild all of these surfaces. So when you come here on opening night, this auditorium that we're standing in now that is sort of harshly lit with our work lights will be all softly lit and properly illuminated from different angles to show off all of the plaster ornamentation in the ceilings and on either side of the stage.
So this opening night thing that they're doing is going to have a show and...
Yeah, we're going to have a live show, and they're going to do a number from the Broadway show, A Night in the Ukraine, A Night in Hollywood.
I know exactly what piece
the
you're talking
Grauman's
about.
Chinese number.
Grauman's Chinese
Yeah,
number.
and it's going to be changed to the El Capitan.
The El Capitan, right.
Yeah. So
Now this is the little lobby.
this is the first lobby, and where I'm standing used to be a set of doors.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. When it was the original El Capitan, there was no candy counter.
Yeah.
And you came through those doors, you were held in this area, then you went through these doors into the theater. And the ceiling that you're looking at here was totally covered over with a tin ceiling. And when we tore that down, there was about, I'd say 40% of the ceiling was here. The rest had all been damaged and broken and what have you. So above this are the restrooms, and we had to replace all the plumbing and the electrical lines. So we dismantled what was left, photographed it first, of course, and then this is all new and has all been totally recreated and re-stenciled and painted.
So it's accurate to what?
To
whatever
we could, yeah, photograph we had on it. The area out here has been totally restored and recast and sculpted because it was all chiseled out except for the ceiling, and the ceiling was hidden under a drop ceiling. And now we have built a new box office in the center.
It's really ornate.
It is. And it's
what do you actually call this style? That's something
this
I was
is
kind of
Spanish.
I didn't know what to call it.
It's Spanish, and it has a subculture named Churrigueresque. It's a very long, hard to pronounce word.
Easy for you to say, right?
Yeah.
Oh, now what about the marquee?
Well, the marquee is unique to the fact that it shines in the daytime.
Oh, really? It's going to be on during the day?
No, you don't have to turn the lights on. The high gloss gold metal and the bulbs sparkle in the daytime. It looks beautiful.
Wow.
In fact, it looks like a huge piece of jewelry on the front of the building. Okay. This area has been totally done over, and new restrooms built, and new light fixtures. All of this wall surface all over the theater was ripped out and shows up the photograph. So this is all brand new plasterwork. Authentic to what it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And this is the famous El Capitan lounge that was never touched. Nothing was ever removed, and what we did was come in and have it cleaned and repainted to the proper colors, and then all the woodwork repaired and restained, and it's going to be carpeted.
So this is accurate to the way it actually was?
Yes, and we had the chandeliers rewired and repainted, and it should be quite lovely when we're through. They're going to use this for parties and premiere openings.
Receptions.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, I want to thank you for showing us this fabulous theater. And I just want to say one thing. Thank you very much for sharing it and letting whoever sees this see this.
All right, and I'm pleased to know that I have a video of this theater before it is finished. Because these are the magic moments when you can sit on the carpet and you can bullshit with your friends. Thank you.
With any project of this scale and magnitude, there are a few people who give more than just their time and incredible talents. I am totally convinced that Joe Musil was born to design this theater. His creative vision and his ability to see what others can't have given us today's El Capitan Theater. He eats, he drinks, he sleeps, he lives this theater. As you look around this theater, and I hope you all have a chance to do so, and in each corner and each cranny that you look, you will find a little piece of Joe Musil. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the greatest designer in the world, Mr. Joe Musil.
Joe.
That sure is. We fulfilled everybody's dreams, including mine. And this thing is a hit. They love the movie, they love the theater, and I think they love the theater more.
Well, you certainly outdid yourself.
Thank you.
And here you finally got the big fantasy. It's finally happened. It's no longer fantasy.
That's right. It's reality now. And I couldn't be happier.